Then SML and Stardust. The StarLoader launcher, as I said previously, was always a thing that was deemed, for me at least, a thing that was deprecated from day one. And SML and Stardust are alternative mod launching systems. SML was announced last year as a page-based modding system, but these days it is pretty much cancelled, but could eventually see a revival, but I'm not sure that it's a good idea to revive it unless we have a good enough reason for that. Then there's also Stardust, which had an improved launching system and also attempted to rewrite the Mixin framework, which is powered by Sponge-powered, and the main issue with Stardust is that rewriting the StarLoader launcher takes time and has absolutely no gains because of the Mixin framework, which is kind of a double-edged sword. No idea. And the issue with it is that basically it takes a lot of time to integrate it with, and the integration we have is borrowed from Mindstorm, which had at the time a StarLoader launcher was conceived, also had a Mixin class loader. These days that is no longer the case because for Mindstorm bytecode modifications at runtime was a bit stupid, and similarly rewriting StarLoader launcher is in layman's terms stupid, but there could be a revival of these efforts should I eventually look into Java agents, which might prove a better way of modifying Java classes at runtime. And then there's our deobfuscation efforts with SP StarMap, StarMap taking the lead. SP StarMap standing for Starplane StarMap. And the issue with SP StarMap is that it is code-based. That means the members which have to be deobfuscated have to be found manually, and that takes, to write this code takes a lot of work, and that for this I'm currently now testing StarMap, which stands for moderately modern StarMap, because I anticipate that I'll replace that too with a fully modern StarMap. And the issue with that is that it's highly dangerous, both legally, because Snoddersman kind of said that this shouldn't be done, but that was over a year ago, almost 2 years now, and to some degree things have changed, and now it's pretty much deobfuscation is going to happen, and to do it basically with like the Minecraft modding ecosystems do it, so to have a publicly disclosed deobfuscation mapping that can be edited by everyone and not just by me is a good way to solve the issue. And it's also StarMap has the advantage of being able to use things like Matcha, which have been used a lot with Minecraft, which is also, or was for a long time, also obfuscated with ProGuard, similarly to galimulator. And then there's SLDeobf, which is kind of the deobfuscation and not really the remapping efforts, which are made by SP-StarMap, MM-StarMap. Progress on SLDOPF has mostly stalled, but unlike any other of our StarLoader subprojects, it has usage outside of galimulator. More specifically, it is used, or at least in parts used in retro MCP, and yeah, I'm quite proud of it being used in a real-world project. And as far as I know, SLDOPF is the first and only metadata regeneration tool, and to some degree I'm surprised that it isn't much better known, but what gives? It suits our things that we need to have it suited, so yeah. Then there's another topic, the last one if I'm correct, and it's the build chain. Now we have moved away from Gradle because Gradle is unnecessarily painful to use. And with that I mean it's that it doesn't like new Java APIs at all. So once I update my Java version, everything breaks down. And then I have to manually update Gradle by changing a link in some file, which is very tedious. And furthermore, another issue I had with Gradle is that it picked a wrong Java home that didn't exist. And well, as such it broke completely. The solution might be to go simpler, Maven, which at first glance you might say, is it an unsuited build system? And yes, it is, but not for the reasons you expect, because you can actually quite easily declare dependencies in Maven programmatically, so outside of the pom.xml. The issue is that these dependencies are not picked up by the IDE, and to work around this issue, file repositories would need to be used, which mean that those dependencies have to be declared by the pom.xml, which I'd say it is kind of tedious to do. And as such, I have deemed Maven to be unsuited for that reason. Then there's Brochure, which we are currently using now, and you might say, well, if we are using its ideal solution. No, it's not. We are using a fork of Brochure, which is known as Brochure. Brochure in itself is primarily used for Minecraft modding, and it's completely unusable for something like we are using it for. So general purpose modding or Java application building. Brochure has the main issue of IDE support being rather lackluster. Brochure solves that, at least on the Eclipse side of things, where it is no longer overwriting preference files, and is also giving the IDE to proper dependencies, so it can better support dependency lookups. Brochure has an ultimate flaw architecturally, which are tasks, and the issue right now is that tasks are run once thing and then they are discarded. Tasks cannot depend on anything else, and that makes it kind of complicated to write complicated modular build systems, which is why we might, or I have looked into writing a completely custom build chain, perhaps even using a Takelit's compiler or another compiler such as Janino. And such a custom build chain would take the chain in build chain seriously, in that tasks are arranged in a chain that are worked on sequentially, and as such tasks have a strictly defined order, and that would solve the task side of things. IDE support could also be added rather easily if we are going to work for that. Furthermore, custom dependencies, since we are using a custom build chain, shouldn't be an issue. We'll just declare them. And yeah, that was it. Thanks you for being there, and see you later on.